When she walked through the front door, she didn't look broken, scared, or sorry. She looked smug. "Be grateful I even came home," she said, tossing her keys on the counter. Her voice had that sharp edge of arrogance that used to make me laugh when we were younger. Now it cut like glass. 6 days. 6 days of unanswered calls, police reports, sleepless nights, and the kind of panic that drains color from your world. I'd imagined every possible scenario. Car accident, kidnapping, worse. But the one thing I hadn't imagined was this. Her standing there perfectly fine, lips curved in a smirk that told me I'd been a fool for caring. "Where were you, Lily?" My voice sounded alien to me. Hoarse, dry, a whisper that barely made it past my throat. She rolled her eyes. "You're starting with that? I just got in the door." My hand trembled against the back of the couch. "You disappeared for nearly a week. You ignored everyone. The police were ready to start a missing persons case. You don't get to act like it's nothing." She bent down, unzipping her boots with deliberate slowness. "I needed space." "Space?" I repeated, laughing bitterly. People who need space usually say something before vanishing. You don't just evaporate. Her gaze flicked up, sharp and cold. "You're so dramatic, Mark. You think the world stops spinning if I'm not orbiting you." That stung. More than I wanted to admit. I'd spent years orbiting her, holding things together, smoothing every argument, being patient through every phase. And now all I felt was the slow realization that something was deeply wrong. I studied her face. There was something different about her. Her skin glowed faintly from sun exposure. Her hair looked freshly washed, salon smooth. The faint scent of expensive cologne, not mine, clung to her jacket. I tried to push it down, that creeping nausea rising from my gut. I told myself not to jump to conclusions. But 6 days. 6. "Where did you go?" I asked again. She sighed. "A friend's place." "Who?" "Just a friend, Mark." I took a step closer. "A name." She crossed her arms. "Why? So you can stalk them? Check my phone? You always do this. You turn everything into a crime scene." The words hit me with a cruel irony. She was the one acting guilty, yet somehow I was the one on trial. "I haven't touched your phone in months," I said quietly. "You changed your password. Remember?" Her eyes flickered. A tiny involuntary movement, but enough. I saw the truth flash there for a second before she buried it under defiance. "I did that for privacy," she snapped. "You did that after you started coming home late. God, you're paranoid." I stared at her for a long moment, every muscle in my body screaming to stop asking questions, to just let it go. Because deep down I already knew I wouldn't like the answers. She walked past me toward the living room. The faint clink of her bracelet, one I hadn't bought her, sounded almost mocking. "Lily," I said, following her. "Were you with someone else?" She froze mid-step. Her back stiffened, her fingers curling slightly. When she turned, her smile was calm, chillingly controlled. Would it matter if I was? The question landed like a bomb. My mouth went dry. "What does that mean?" She shrugged. "You've been distant for months. Work. Deadlines. Excuses." "I was lonely." "Lonely?" I said, incredulous. "You could have talked to me. Instead, you disappeared." "I didn't disappear," she said, voice rising. "I just needed to feel something again. You wouldn't understand." There it was. The truth dropped like a shard of glass between us. I sank onto the couch, the world narrowing to a dull ringing in my ears. "Who is he?" Her silence was answer enough. "I should have known," I muttered. "The new perfume. The late-night work dinners. The sudden gym membership." "Stop," she said softly, almost pleading now. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is, Lily." She didn't. She just stood there, eyes glistening, lip trembling, but not from guilt. From fear. That's when I noticed the way her hand brushed her pocket, quick and instinctive. My gaze followed. The faint outline of a phone. A different one. Slimmer, silver. Not the cracked black phone she used to carry. New phone. I asked, voice flat. Her eyes darted up wide. "It's just a backup. Let me see it." She stepped back. "Mark, stop." I stood, heart hammering. 6 days, Lily. 6 days and you come home with a new phone, a new bracelet, and someone else's cologne on your clothes. You want me to stop? Give me one reason I shouldn't walk out that door right now. Her breath hitched. Because I'm pregnant. The room tilted. What? She swallowed, her hand instinctively resting on her abdomen. I was going to tell you before everything. I needed time to process. The air left my lungs in a slow, strangled exhale. Are you saying it's mine? Her eyes shimmered with tears she didn't let fall. Of course it's yours, she whispered. But the way she avoided my gaze told me everything. I turned away, gripping the edge of the counter to steady myself. My reflection in the window looked hollow, unrecognizable. How long? I asked quietly. Mark. How long, Lily? She hesitated. A few months. And him. Her silence was a scream. I nodded slowly. Your friend. Right. Tears finally slipped down her cheeks. It's over. I swear. I made a mistake, but I came back because I wanted to fix things. I laughed, a raw broken sound that didn't feel like mine. You didn't come back to fix things. You came back because you realized he wasn't going to leave his wife, didn't you? Her eyes widened in shock. How? I'm not stupid, Lily. I saw his car outside our house 2 weeks ago. Your boss, wasn't it? She said nothing. Just collapsed into the chair, sobbing quietly. For a long time I said nothing either. The only sound was her muffled crying and the faint hum of the refrigerator. Finally I spoke. You know what hurts the most? It's not that you cheated. It's that I waited for you every single night praying you'd come home safe. And when you finally did, you looked at me like I was the fool for caring. She lifted her head, eyes red. What are you going to do? I grabbed my keys from the table. The same thing you did. She blinked. What do you mean? I'm going to disappear, I said, walking toward the door. But unlike you, I won't be coming back. Her voice cracked behind me. Mark, please don't leave me like this. I turned to face her one last time. You left me 6 days ago, Lily. I'm just catching up. The door closed behind me with a quiet click, and for the first time in 6 days, the silence felt merciful. Outside, the night air was cool, sharp, almost cleansing. And as I walked away from that house, our house, I realized that sometimes betrayal doesn't end in screams or fights. Sometimes it ends in a whisper, the soft sound of a man finally choosing peace over pain.